What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how I find multiple products that make over $10,000 in profit per month when it comes to selling on Amazon. So I'm going to jump on my computer, show you guys some of the techniques I've been using, some newer methods that I've been working out, because a lot of the older ones, they still work, but they're a lot more tedious. So I'm going to show you some of the new ways. Let's jump on my computer. All right, guys, so on my computer now, the first thing, the most important thing when it comes to doing product research on Amazon is you need to know what your goal is. And we need some criteria for how we're going to define if a product is a good product. How do we know if it makes $10,000 a month or we'd lose money selling it? So what do we want to look for when it comes to products? The first thing and the most obvious is that it has sales. There's enough demand there. Is it selling enough for us to want to put in the effort to actually go start that product and sell it? Next, how competitive is this? Now, this is based mainly off of reviews when it comes to Amazon. Do they have thousands of reviews? Do they have 100? Do they have 5 reviews or no reviews? After reviews, we want to make sure that it's small and lightweight, something that fits around in a shoebox, maybe a little bit smaller. Generally is light. I'd say weighs less than 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds max, because that is going to affect our fees when selling on Amazon. There are FBA fees, which just means fulfillment by Amazon fees, based off of the product size and weight. The less we can pay in those, obviously, the better, the higher our profits are. Next, we want to make sure the product is not seasonal. Is it something that only sells in summer and then dies the rest of the year and then might pop up next summer? We want something that's consistent. We don't want something that's up for a couple months, then down for 10 months, then back up, and so on. So seasonality, we want to check for. Also, we want to make sure our product is in the $15 to $50 range. 15 being pretty much the very lowest, based off of what the product costs are, the fees and whatnot for selling on Amazon. Now, you can run this all through. If you just type in FBA calc or calculator on Google, it'll be the first thing that pops up. You can plug in certain products and see how much it costs the fees wise to sell a certain product on Amazon. Now, why $15 to $50? Well, anything under 15, you're gonna have very low profits, probably less than $7, maybe $5 or less. It's very, very difficult to find something profitable at that range. Now, why under 50? Well, anything over 50, again, this is generalized for most people, it's not an instant decision. People have to think about buying it more. They might explore more options. Great thing with Amazon is they have the one-click purchasing. So people can press one button and they buy the product. There's not much thinking. It's a lot more emotional. And in that $15 to $50 range, especially so, anything under 50, it's a very easy purchase. There's no talking to a spouse. There's no contemplating, looking up other options, etc. So those are the main things we're going to look for, and that's going to make more sense when I break down and we actually start looking here. So the last thing before we start, I will be using one tool here. It is called AMZ Scout. I'll leave a link in the description for it. What it is it's a tool that tells you a bunch of data on the product. So let me show you. So I have a Chrome extension right up here. And if I pull up any product, so let's say I search taco holder here like I did, I just press the little Chrome extension button. You can see a bunch of information for everything on this first page. So everything on this first page is pulled up here and we're given information. So we can see how many sellers, the rank, the price, the fees, the sales, the reviews. So the main thing we're gonna look here is the sales and the reviews. So these first two, you see the little SP, that just means sponsored, so they're paying to be there. So we're gonna ignore those, we can remove those. And then we're gonna look at the sales over here. Now, when we're looking at this, we want it to be relatively consistent. You should see a slow decline. Obviously, the number 1 rank is going to sell more than the number 10 rank, and you should see it slowly drop over the page. What you don't want to see is a quick, instant drop right away, because that means maybe the first couple guys get sales, but then no one else really is, so that brand could just dominate that market. So we see 1,700 sales, 160, 200, 300, 700, and so on. And we can look at their prices as well. Sorry, this is their FBA fees. We can look at the price as well. So we see $22, $20, $19, $18, $13, $16. And you can see the guy that's selling for $13 is selling $690, while the guy for $20 up here, even though he's ranked higher, is only selling $160. So that's kind of how you have to weigh your price and whatnot. So this is going to be the tool I'm using. There's a bunch of other things you can do with it as well. We're also going to be looking at reviews and other things when we go do this product research. So that is AMZ Scout. There will be a link to that in the description. So let's get to how we're actually going to find new products, the product discovery side of Amazon, because that's the thing we need to know how to do the most. Most people have trouble just, oh, yep, I found a product. Let me go look up the numbers, because it's going to be the same when we're pulling up the numbers no matter what we're doing. We're going to be looking at the numbers the same way no matter what the product is. We just need more products to analyze to see if they would be a good fit on Amazon to sell. So one of the newer methods I've been using is I go over to a website called Watchcountcom. Now this is on eBay. So what this does is it pulls the most watched products on eBay and it'll put them in a list form, and I can do it based off of keywords, based off categories. And what I do here is I just cross-reference this with Amazon to see if there's anything good that's selling on eBay that might sell well on Amazon, because they're similar. eBay is usually used stuff, but there's a lot of new stuff that does sell on eBay as well that we could transfer over to Amazon. So I can search by keywords. I can go under different categories. So let's choose a category and we'll just go right in. So we'll click baby and we can see the watch count here. So there's 8,000 people watching this product right here, which is just a giant sticker. So what I do is I look at different products here, and once you get a good grasp of selling on Amazon and doing this, you'll know a lot of stuff you can just skip over, like this wall decal I just skip over, the pregnancy test strips I just skip over. Right here we can see basic learning toddler. I want to know what this is. So what is this product? So it looks like they labeled this pretty strangely, but it looks like it's just a footprint or a handprint kit for toddlers. So I'm going to go look that up on Amazon and see what comes up. So I just type in baby footprint, see what comes up here. So we can see what I'm trying to do here is find the best keyword. What's the most relevant keyword, the most search keyword? And that's what I'm going to pull the data for on Amazon, because we want to know based off of what are most people searching. If I type in just baby footprint, a lot of stuff will probably come up. But if I type in red baby footprint with white surrounding disc, a lot less stuff is going to pop up, and it's going to look less competitive, even though it's probably more competitive and it will show me less sales also. So you want to make sure you're finding the most broad keyword to find that exact product. So it looks like it's just a handprint or footprint kit for babies. So I'm just going to type in baby handprint kit, and I'm going to pull the AMZ Scout tool, and I'm going to pull the data here and see what comes up. So first thing I'm looking at again, so this is a sponsored listing up here, so we're going to remove that. Since they are paying to be here, these ones are all sponsored as well. And boom. All right, so first thing, let's look at the price. $6, I don't like that already. 15, that's okay. 19, 12, 20, 20, 28. One thing to keep in mind is, why are certain ones higher priced than others? So let's see. So this one's 19 here. Okay, it's sponsored. So this one's $5. Very basic. It's done with an iPhone. That's why. So that's not even the same product. This one, 15. It looks like what we want. 20, 20. Okay, so the framed ones sell at a lot higher price. Now let's pull this information and let's look at the sales and the reviews here. So sales, we can see 1,500 a month, 3,500, 500, 1,000, and so on. And then it slowly starts to decline, but this is not bad. The sales here stay pretty high throughout the entire first page here. So sales are good here. Next, let's look at reviews. We see 743, 450, 650, 1,000. Already way too competitive. We're not going to be able to rank and compete with someone with 700 reviews. Maybe if they had 50, 75, 100 reviews, maybe. But with this high of reviews, it would be very hard to compete, because the whole goal with Amazon is you're trying to rank your product under a certain keyword. So if I want to rank for baby handprint kit, I have to outrank these guys who have thousands of reviews and thousands of sales and have probably been there for a long time at that rank. And that's very hard to do unless you have a lot of ad spend. So this product would be too competitive. So I'd move on and I would just start going down this list and looking up different keywords. So maybe this baby toy, what's this, potty training seat with step ladder, that would probably be a good one to look up. And I'd do the same thing and I'd pull that data on Amazon with AMZ Scout again. So that's one of the newer methods. Another one here that you can do is go over and just Google Amazon's most wished for. Now, Amazon has a whole section that is the most wished for items. It's kind of like eBay where it's watch later. It's not people who have purchased it, but a lot of people are wishing for this, whether it's for their birthday, for Christmas, and you can see those lists on Amazon if you're familiar with Amazon at all as a buyer. So what are people wishing for? Now, I'm going to save you guys some time here. Everything on the top for super general, the main categories, is going to be too competitive, 99% of it. Things under books, electronics, like Amazon Echo, 22,000 reviews, it's going to be too competitive. We need to click into categories and go more into subcategories. So let's stay with baby again. So I'm going to click into baby, and we can see the most wished for in baby in general, or I can go deeper into the subcategories here, go into diapering, feeding, for moms, potty training. Let's go into potty training and just see. So what do we have here? Training toilet, looks pretty competitive still. Silicone pads for travel. So funny story, when I was a baby, I didn't like toilet seats, so I probably would have liked that. So a lot of it looks similar. So I would just take, so potty with ladder. I might just type in potty training ladder and look that up. So that could be one thing. And you guys can make a list, just write it in your notes on your computer or whatever, and just make a list of all the products so you don't have to keep going back and forth. And you can search them after, run the data and see if it would be a good fit for a product, and then keep that product there. Now, you can go more into subcategories even under potty training and go seat covers. Now, I don't think you really need to go that deep unless it's a super broad category, like electronics would probably have a ton, but usually those aren't the categories you're going to be going for. So just under potty training, or even the main subcategories for baby would be good. For safety, there's probably some doorknob things here. So obviously baby monitors, we're looking at the top 5. Scroll down, go to page 2, look at the bottom 50 and see what comes up. Infant sponge bath. This gate I remember looking at about a year ago. I was going to sell it. This was actually one of the products that wasn't too bad about a year ago. So there's a lot of different things. Outlet covers, the doorknob covers, some of those are too competitive. And we can just keep clicking in and going through here. So that is one of the other ways I've been using for product research in general, just new product discovery. So it's not even product research. You need to discover the products and you're just pulling the analytics and the data on them. Now, one last tool is actually under AMZ Scout here. So this tool, and what's funny, to be honest, I thought this was going to be terrible. I didn't think it was going to be good at all. Not the tool in general, but they have niche idea here. And anything that's automated like that, when it comes to the tool, it's like, oh, okay, automated and it's just going to pull good products. Yeah, that's going to work consistently for everyone. And I was surprised it's actually pulled up some good things I've been doing product research for a couple months ago. And it actually pulled some of those, so it would have saved me some time. So these might be some things to look at. So it will randomly generate a niche idea here. And did it actually just, okay, so it pulled up taco holder, which is actually what I was just looking at as one of the examples. So if I just click niche idea, you'll see it'll search something else. So it's kind of random, but anything it thinks would be decent as a product. So I'm going to pull it again because a battery is not. So a wireless power bank, obviously too competitive, but without having to brainstorm the ideas yourself. So this is actually one of the products I was looking at before, is just tiered serving trays. I was scared it's a little too big, it would break easily. If you get one that folds up, it would be flimsy, it would get bad reviews. This is actually something I was looking at selling probably a year ago almost. You can see the sales a little inconsistent, but the reviews are not bad, and they give you a little overall score you can look at. So they use the $15 to $40 range here. You can see I use the 50. It says old niche, very high status, etc. You can read this if you want to, but I go off my own data since I've been doing it long enough. And you can even see the niche history up here if you want to see how well it's been selling over time. We can see since 2018, and you can see the last year here. But this niche idea generator is actually good. I was surprised. I'm not saying click it once, choose that product, but for coming up with new things to pull the data on, it did pretty well. So this is actually something I would use as well if you have this tool or want to use this tool. Again, there will be a link in the description, but these are really just the new methods I've been using when it comes to finding new products on Amazon. And I've found multiple different products that have done over 10,000 profit a month from just doing this alone. Now, remember, it all comes down to the same thing. You're pulling the numbers on the broadest keyword. It doesn't matter really anything else. You need to look at those numbers. I don't care if it's a new product, an old product, a boring product, something super exciting. It doesn't matter. It comes down to looking at that data. There's no emotion in it, but you need products to run that data against. So I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. I normally answer them all if you have any. And in the description, I will leave a link to a free book and a free workshop when it comes to how you can start selling on Amazon and build your own Amazon business just like I did. So that link will be in the description. If you guys are new, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.